And if you really wanted their opinions to be swayed in a better direction, wouldn't a conversation be better than you firing someone? Now, there's been a bit of controversy that's been happening over The Mandalorian as of late.
Honestly, literally tens of millions of people in the United States who are afraid that the cancel culture is coming for them. Okay, the culture of we are going to get you fired because we don't like your social media posts.
We'll get into the cancel culture in a second. Let's just get back to the show real quick. Whether you're new to Star Wars or an existing fan,
When it comes to The Mandalorian, chef's kiss, it is perfect. I love that show.
the only gripe I'll give is I wish it was a bit longer. We like what's going on. Just give us more than 8 episodes a season. So yes, 16 episodes altogether, but definitely very worth it. For those who are into the gunslinger approach and a great call to action, you can definitely fall into the show and find a lot of things that you like. Now, we get to follow the Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, aka Grogu, Cara Dune, the shock trooper, aka Gina, on their journey to find out more about Baby Yoda, his past, and hopefully a little more about what his future can be. Not knowing much about other Jedis and the baby he was tasked to destroy, he's very curious once he gets to see those big puffy eyes that we all fall for when it comes to Baby Yoda. Now, for others, they might be a little creeped out about it, but just those beautiful eyes gets me every time. The first 2 seasons allowed us to see a lot about the code of the Mandalorian, his do's and his don'ts. This show definitely tackles his morality and what he really and truly cares about. There's a statement that says, all press is good press. All eyes are good eyes. Well, we're actually getting to see how true that statement can really be.
And she was recently fired.
She was just fired by Lucasfilm.
When Gina Carano was let go and then she got fired.
Gina Carano getting fired from The Mandalorian.
Over tweets that some people believe she should have been fired for, while others believed it was unjust. No matter what side of the fence you're on, there's been a bit of smoke over Disney Plus, the subscription plan, and over Lucasfilm, the producers of The Mandalorian.
People were actually canceling their service. I've seen tons of people sharing it on Twitter. I'm quitting because you fired Gina Carano. They didn't expect people to actually cancel their subscriptions.
And just like that, people have digged for other tweets and statements made by people who worked with Disney and Lucasfilms, showing the hypocrisy of their actions, firing one person while protecting others. Now, there are some people who believe that there are agendas in the media and at Disney. I'm not a person who speaks much about that because that's not what this channel is about. But as a creator, there's a bit of hesitation that comes into play when a small group of people can silence someone's belief. And not a physical action, but a belief made online. A statement or a tweet, canceling someone from a show, firing them from their job, and taking food off their plate. Now, yes, there are limits and bounds, while we also want to be able to understand that there are people under contract who represent a company. All right, let's put it in a different perspective. Now, you work for a company or you worked with a company as an entrepreneur. Either way, it doesn't matter. Imagine someone went to your company or your boss and said, hey, you see that guy over there? I just don't like him. His or her opinion or their opinion doesn't align with mine, and I think that they deserve to be canceled or fired. And your employer going, you're right, let me fire that person.
They had the right to do it. It's their brand, they do what they want.
You'll say that's unfair, that's wrong, you need your lawyer, this is discrimination.
It's their brand, they do what they want.
Everything in the book. But when you do it to someone else, it's funny, it's deserved, and it's justified. And how hypocritical is that? If it happened to you, it'll be wrong. But it's okay if you do it to someone else. Everyone talks about discrimination, and that's why they don't like people, and that's how they cancel people, but then they discriminate against others. The things that you don't like, you're doing to someone else. And the worst thing is, it's such a small, minute group doing it, such a tiny group doing it, and some of these companies are listening. But you know what happens? The bigger groups are where you get your money from, and those bigger groups have a bigger bag and voice than that small group.
They had the right to do it.
Just because someone gives you advice doesn't always mean you need to listen. Yes, the customer is right, but not every customer is your customer, and not every person is going to give you something that's going to help your business. Some people just like to see things burn down, just as much as some people just have different opinions. Everyone is different, and you have to be able to make good decisions, especially with things happening in the direction that the world is going in. Now we're going to see what's going to happen. Is Disney going to be right? Or are the people and actors who were canceled going to be right? Where the money goes, that's where the opinion will flow. So whoever wins this will be based off where your money goes and who you financially support. because without your financial support, these business and these actors won't remain. So let's see what happens, and hopefully, we get a conclusion sooner than later, because, I don't like stories that last a little too long. I don't know about this. And we got to be a little more mature about the things that offend us. Just because someone is different or they have a new approach or a different approach doesn't mean that you should not like them or hate them or cancel them. They're just different. And if you really wanted their opinions to be swayed in a better direction, wouldn't a conversation be better than you firing someone? Especially when everyone talks about being discriminated and how things aren't fair. You're doing the exact same thing, and sometimes you support the person you're canceling by proving them right. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I know it's never easy, but these conversations need to be spoken about, and hearing other people's words and your opinions are important. So let us know how you feel about it in the comment sections below. Do you think that The Mandalorian is going to have a new season? Do you think that things are going to be shifted or changed? And what do you think is going to happen with Disney? Like the video, share the video, and also hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because you're going to be notified. You got to be notified. You want to be notified when we upload our next video, and you want to run to them comment sections and let us know how you're feeling. As you can see on the screen, there's 2 videos. Click on one of them. One suggested by YouTube. We have a suggestion for you which we think you'll like. Click on one of those 2 videos and we'll catch you over there. All right, see you in a second.